Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Streakers On podcast post-game edition.
Oh, this is live. I thought this was a week from earlier today.
What are you talking about?
Because Lane wasn't in the thing when we jumped on the thing, and then he was in the thing when you turned on the thing.
I'm always here.
Wow.
Thank you, Dan, for your beautiful analysis.
Quite talented.
But
I hide in the shadows of StreamYard like I'm always. Even when you think I'm
but
not
there's
there.
no response to you as a group chat. So like,
Well, honestly, my phone died, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna hop on, and then I forgot my computer was from the Stone Ages, from medieval times, and it like literally takes me 7.5 hours. So I'm like, either I go charge my phone and turn it on, or I just wasted 7 hours trying to get on. I'm sure I'll meet them there, and I'm like, wow, perfect timing.
And
That's
just as a
awesome.
reminder to everyone, no bad language or profanity in the comments. This is Streakers Island, not Sailors Island. Any comments that cross the line will be tossed overboard. Yo, walk the plank, matey. Arg.
You won't get free escargot either. You won't get any free appetizers.
I would like to ask you guys a question here. I felt this game was whoever coach was the biggest idiot will lose this game. Because getting Castillo to kick that 60-ish yard field goal was, I mean, on the miss, was just pure stupidity. It makes absolutely no sense there. Punt the ball, pin them deep, have a backup quarterback who can't throw much above 20 yards, try to march down the field.
It's funny you say that. I had a Dan more for your money moment. I'm watching it on my couch. I'm like, they're gonna tie it here 100%. I don't know why I felt like that. I'm sitting in front of my TV. I'm like, they're trying to kick a 64-yard kick, and I'm like, they're running this back 150,000%. I just had a feeling. I was like, this is getting run back. It's going to be a tie game. When as soon as it happened, I was like, I don't know what the heck they're doing. But then somehow the Ottawa coach was like, hold my beer, and I'm
anything dumb, I can do dumber. Anything dumb, I can be dumber than you.
Like what? I don't know what it is with this guy.
Like to run the ball on 2nd and long when you desperately need a first down. Idiocy. Idiocy. What I don't get is Dustin Crum was actually ripping that defense apart.
I know.
When he came, you gotta remember, Dustin Crum came in down 17 points and managed to, as the Ottawa fans used to say, call it a crumb back, and managed to get this team right back in this game. Crum did finish 11 for 17, 125 and a touchdown, including 21 yards on the ground and a touchdown. So, mind you, in some ways, Dustin Crum played better than Drew Brown.
They should edit that song. Don't call it a crumb back.
They were actually selling crumb back t-shirts a couple years ago.
They should re-edit that song with his name in it. Don't call it a crumb back. Dustin Crum in the game.
The thing is, I get what you guys are saying. You're copying the broadcast about
No. I am not copying the broadcast. Number one, I said it as soon as Castillo went out on the field, and you didn't even realize he was on the field yet. And I'm like, why are they kicking a field goal?
I didn't like it either, Dan, to be honest.
Like, this makes absolutely no sense. Bob Dice running the ball on 2nd and long made absolutely no sense.
Dan,
and then Bob Dice not putting out a quarterback spy in that situation makes absolutely no sense.
Dan, why would you risk the game on a 64-yard kick when you can literally just kick it deep and almost get a rouge?
Last week.
You could have got a rouge. You could have.
Well, I get what you say about coaching decisions, and yeah, it was bad coaching decisions on both sides. I think the other factor that no one's giving credit to is this was a classic case of men versus boys in the quarterback position.
I don't know it doesn't. Dan, Zach Collaros finally remembered how to play football for 2 bloody plays.
Zach Collaros
was not good again tonight.
Zach
2 interceptions to 1 touchdown. That's not good enough.
Let me finish. Zach Collaros did throw the interception in the last minute. However, he threw it long enough far that if they were going to get it, they were going to get it very far away from the end zone, which was a good thing to do. Number 2, when he got the ball the second time, he did that amazing one play and then slide to gain the 15, 20 yards, getting a field goal position. Number 3, when they only had 12 seconds left, he bombed it off at Dempsey. Dempsey carried the ball out of bounds to stop the clock, to give time and set up the perfect field goal for the win. And number 4, Dustin Crum had his opportunity with under a minute left, and he couldn't even get one first down. This is a classic case of men versus boys.
Completely disagree with you. Dustin Crum came in down 17 and managed to tie this
Well,
game.
I'm not slamming Dustin Crum. I thought he played very well. I'm just saying at the end of the day, at the last minute, for someone that's made it a 5 straight cups versus someone who hasn't started the full season.
That's what Winnipeg, I'm not happy about. You can't be happy with this game. The game ended. You can't be happy about it.
Well, and you know,
well, for both sides, you can't be happy. It was a crazy ending, right? I mean, Winnipeg blew again a 17-0 league.
That's unacceptable.
And Ottawa had the opportunity to win the game, and like, we don't want this anymore. Yeah. So both sides cannot be very happy.
I think it's just coaching, man. Like I don't know what it is. Every time I watch Ottawa, it just feels like coaching to me. It just feels like this is the third game now where I feel like I've watched the Ottawa Red Blacks play, and it's the third game in a row where I feel like I've been coming out here and being like, the coach literally loses their games.
I think Bob Dice is a heck of a nice guy. But
yeah, but you know what, though? Okay, stop the presses here. We could say the exact same thing about Mike O'Shea tonight. Mike O'Shea calling for that field goal easily could have lost them that game.
Yeah, that's true. Eagle called him the greatest coach in CFL history.
And also said it was a mistake.
Yeah.
Dan, I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, and Dan Gray in the comments, yes, we made a typo on the island, but that's okay. Thank you for pointing out that WPE is not Winnipeg. So I went in there with my magic fingers and I fixed it.
Whippy.
But
Whippy.
I'm looking here. It was interesting when they talked to Nick Dembski after the game.
Yeah.
I have never seen someone so pissed at a win.
Yeah,
I don't think Winnipeg's happy. And Enoch Mwamba worded it best too when Winnipeg tries to kick that field goal. If you're on the defense, you're just like, man, you really don't trust us.
Yeah, I thought it was a very good point.
And Dan, for you saying men against boys with Dustin Crum, you also have a guy with Zach Caleros who has a much bigger playbook than Dustin Crum's allowed to run. Bob Dice is not a good coach. He does not. I look at it too between not getting the first down at the end by being too passive, not having a unique enough play calling when you're at the goal to not get a touchdown. When it's 2nd and 2 at the goal line, to put Drew Brown back in made absolutely no sense. Just leave Dustin Crum out there if you can run more RPO.
Yeah, that was a weird one too.
Number 3, you're looking at when Crum's first big drive marching down the field, 3rd and short, they just kicked a field goal. Yes, it was in field goal range, but more than likely you get the first down. Go get your touchdown though on that drive. You clean up those couple things, Ottawa probably wins this game. And to Mr. Mike O'Shea, to kick that could go for that field goal was just plain stupidity. Like there's no other way to put it. I was just stupid.
If he made it, it would have been an amazing.
Even if he made it, I would have said, "Oh boy, you got lucky."
Because that was just have the power.
He has made 3 of them, but still,
statistically, that was stupid.
I would agree. In that state of the game, where you
had 1 minute left with a backup quarterback who was longest throw of the night was 17 yards. Punt the ball.
Or get a
my gosh, it's a good. I'm sorry, Middleton either seems to run it back for 100 yards or fumble it. Punt it and see if he fumbles the damn ball. Or at that point, just go for it.
Well, we were just saying,
honestly, I think you were more likely to get it on that. I think it was like a 3rd and medium. I think you were more likely to get the first down than you were to hit that field goal. 100%. So maybe just leave your offense out there. At least if you leave your offense out there, your Dustin Crum still has to go out there and make some plays.
Well, wasn't it funny that Chris Strevler, I'm pretty sure he stayed out. He was like, there seemed to be a little bit of disconnect. I feel like Chris Strevler was like, just let me get it, bro.
Yeah, that was another mistake, actually, too, on 3rd and 2. I don't understand why they went with the short yardage package by Winnipeg. It just literally felt like both coaches said, hold my beer. Let's see who's the biggest idiot. Did you guys ever watch Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah.
That's what that felt like to me between those two coaches. And if any, I'm seeing people going on, oh, Zach Collaros is back, including Dan, blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, Zach Collaros almost choked a 17-point lead again.
By any day,
Zach Collaros
last
is
30
not,
seconds
Dan,
of the
at the end of
game,
the
he got
day,
the
he
win.
made, yes, at the end of the day, he managed to make 2 plays, which is what you expect a veteran quarterback to do.
Mhm.
But with better coaching from Ottawa, Winnipeg loses this game.
Oh, for sure.
So I'm still not thrilled with Zach Collaros. Like,
You gotta be good to be lucky, and lucky to be good, right?
so now Winnipeg finally is over 500 again.
Oh,
Yep.
yay.
But you have back-to-back weeks where you blew a 17-point lead. You're not happy if you're Winnipeg. You are still
How can
looking
you
in the
be?
mirror. And even your defense, you're like, man, how do we let Dustin Crum just rip us apart again? Because Dustin Crum historically has done very well against Winnipeg. Now, the big question, Ottawa Red Blacks fans and all across this beautiful nation are wondering, how long is Drew Brown out? That knee injury did not look good. I mean, it was a hell of a play he made when he avoids the sack about
That
3
was sad
times
to
and then
see,
does a
for
shovel
sure.
pass. It was incredible. But let's be honest, if Drew Brown's out again long term, Ottawa could be in some trouble.
Yeah.
As much as I think Drew Brown is, I think Dustin Crum's a bit better than his statistics because I just don't think Bob Dice gives him enough of a playbook.
I agree. I really like Dustin Crum.
But he's not Drew Brown. I mean, Drew Brown threw 5 touchdowns last week against Toronto. Like, I don't know. It seems this year for Ottawa, they take 1 step forward, 2 steps back. And tonight was the 2 steps back. Because this is a game, neither of these teams will be happy. Like, your goal is to go 1-0. And I do understand that.
Call me crazy.
You're crazy.
Okay, you're crazy.
But I think this game was more disappointing to Ottawa to lose in Winnipeg. If Ottawa won the...
No. 100% no.
I think Winnipeg in front of that home crowd almost blowing a 17-point lead. You could have heard a pin drop.
Dan, think about it this way, right? Here's what I look at, right? Ottawa's have been a team that's been off and on. Yeah, their probably records should be better, but we kind of expected them to be this middle tier team that, a second, maybe third, fourth, kind of in that range. So that's kind of where they are. Winnipeg, we were literally talking about going to the Grey Cup, and here they are back-to-back weeks blowing 17-point leads. They blew it last week. They almost blew it against a backup quarterback. Come on, man.
Yeah,
it's one thing last week.
Sick and tired of this. Here, we're going to get it together. We're going to get it together. You're not going to get anything together. You're going to get. You might as well sign up to be a new breach driver. Like, figure it. Got to do something else because you're not figuring it out.
Now, I will say, last week when you blew the lead, and I'm not making an excuse, but I'm giving a reason. You did blow it to Vernon Adams Jr. and the Calgary Stampeders, so one of the most explosive offenses in the CFL. This week, you blew it to Dustin Crum, who is a quarterback that is known for not being able to throw the ball. Right. And Dustin Crum was dotting you up. Like, he was running the ball well. He was very accurate. This touchdown throw to Justin Hardy was actually beautiful.
Yeah.
And so, yes, Winnipeg is very happy to get the win. Dan talks about Montreal's win being cute. I would call this a cute win from Winnipeg. This is a game you probably don't deserve to win.
I agree.
Find a way. That's great. But at the end of the day, if you play like that against other teams in this league, like next week, Winnipeg plays Montreal. Actually, depending on who's at quarterback Montreal next week, who knows? But I would not be feeling super, super great right now as a Blue Bomber. You got the win, and that's great. Your goal is to go 1-0 every week. But you are still feeling like, you know what? We got to play better.
Let me ask you a crazy question here.
Okay.
We went in tie game last minute and over drama, and Winnipeg got the victory. Do we still see the same ending of Drew Brown play the whole game? Is Ottawa getting the victory instead of Crum?
We don't, Dan, I don't know, because truthfully, I think Dustin Crum played very well.
Oh, he did. He had a phenomenal game.
I don't know. You got to remember, they're very different quarterbacks. On the touchdown drive that Drew Brown ran, when Dustin Crum ran, that one play when he rushes for 14 yards, Drew Brown doesn't make that run.
I understand
right?
that.
So I don't know. Truthfully, Winnipeg's defense is not built to handle a guy like Dustin Crum because
I'm
he's
just
so
asking
elusive.
in that last drive Ottawa had with 40 seconds left, and
I don't know if it's any difference because straight up,
0-2.
I think Bob Dice is an idiot. I don't think he's a good coach.
Mm.
Like when we talk about coaches on the hot seat, I think Bob Dice is on the hot seat more than Ryan Dimwitty because Bob Dice has not had a lot of success.
Yeah,
He's made it to one playoff game one playoff game in 3 years so far. This is his third year. If Ottawa doesn't make the playoffs this year, it'll be one playoff game in 3 years.
Right.
We have a team that should be better. They actually have a pretty good defense.
They do.
They have arguably one of the best receiving cores in the CFL.
Yeah.
And
I don't know. Quarterbacks.
Yeah, but Dan, again, Dustin Crum played very well tonight.
That's what I said. 2 good quarterbacks.
Excuse me. It's just one of those games like Ottawa, if they miss the playoffs this year, this will be the game they will go back and look at and cringe.
Yeah, I agree.
And if Winnipeg gets on a run, this will be the game they'll look at and be like, we got some confidence back.
I called that. Like
even though in the second half they were outscored a lot. They only scored 10 points in the second half, where Ottawa scored 24.
I know it's crazy, but they got the W. And last year was about the Labor Day weekend when they were down 2-6. And they came back and won a crazy game just like this. I don't remember that game. I won a crazy game just like this one. And they finished the season doing 8 wins in the row or some crazy thing and got into the Grey Cup again. So let's see if it continues to last year, or is this just a lucky night?
No, Dan, I'm not saying Winnipeg can't do it, and maybe this is the beginning of the turnaround. It's a plausible theory.
Wade doesn't agree with me.
I just don't feel the Bombers played that well. I still haven't seen Brady Oliveira really take over a game.
Yeah,
I mean, the only good thing for Ottawa is they got Edmonton next, but even Edmonton's been playing well of late.
You gotta say, too, I give these teams a lot of credit. I did not see this being such a high-scoring game.
Well, again, both these coaches just went, how can we make this game interesting? I know, let's both be stupid.
Yeah.
But I don't get it. You know, maybe this might sound weird. I expect Bob Dice to, at times, make the wrong decision. I don't expect that from Mike O'Shea in those moments. I expect Mike O'Shea to have a functioning brain.
Yeah, 100%.
And I understand, Dan, your point. If Castillo makes the kick, the game is over. But it was a 63-yard field goal.
64 this time.
64, fine. Even worse.
Yeah.
Those field goals are very hard to make in the Canadian Football League.
Crazy thing is he had the strength.
I don't care. At the end of the day, it was because then, too, you have the worst matchup in football, offensive lineman versus a kick returner.
Right.
Which is the worst matchup in football.
And we saw that happen.
So at the end of the day, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers do improve to 5-4. Ottawa falls to 3-7, which does make the East a little more interesting yet again, with Toronto playing Edmonton tomorrow.
Toronto could be 3-7.
Toronto could be 3-7. Edmonton could drop to 2-8. Edmonton could also jump up to 3-7. By just out of curiosity for you guys, in case you're wondering, the Elks are the favorite. By all the analysts pick the Elks.
I saw that, yeah.
And by the fans on the fantasy leagues, they are picking 73% Elks, 27% Argos. But let's head over to the comments. As an EE fan, I am, of course, furious. It was Winnipeg that got lucky last second tonight. I don't think I'll sleep at all tonight. Please sleep. Like, please. Sleep is important. Lane will tuck you in. He will fly out to your location. All expenses paid by you. Not you, Lane, by Key. Key will pay to fly you out. But yeah, you know what? I mean, I understand it, and it's always frustrating. It's same way I'm sure Lane would feel like if he saw the Argos win a game like that, or we'd feel if we saw a Ticats team win a game like that. Right. But it'll be interesting now. Winnipeg now moves in the sole possession of third in the in the West. BC now drops to the crossover position in the East. So we still have some big games coming up with Toronto looking to try to climb back to, if Toronto wins, at least temporary, they would only be 2 points behind the BC Lions. If Edmonton wins, they're only 4 points behind the BC Lions. And they'd be tied with the Toronto Argos in points. So
if nobody wins, nothing happens.
I mean, we could see a tie, but it's very, very, very unlikely. But no, the big question mark for Toronto is DeMonte Coxey for tomorrow's game is listed as a game time decision.
Oh no!
I'm assuming he's playing.
I think so.
I think this, unless he's really banged up. However, you are seeing guys like Dejan Brissett and Jake Herslow combined for 173 yards last week.
Herslow played incredible.
So, you know what, Toronto, if there's no Coxey, actually, Coxey was pretty quiet last week. So, you know, that's not saying it's helping. Bow back to the comments. Now I'm just crushed. You're sending Lane instead, and the CFL is almost, well, what's wrong with sending Lane?
Yeah.
Ooh.
He's very dashing. I don't like airplanes. Well, I've never been on an airplane. Lane, have you been on an airplane?
I have, actually.
Yeah. Where did you fly to, Lane?
Timmins.
Poor you. Why the
wait, Lane. There? Okay, we'll get into tomorrow's game in a minute. Why did you fly to Timmins? Out of all the places you could fly to.
I might just going to say Hawaii or something.
Let's just say ex-girlfriend drama.
Okay. Well,
long distance relationship.
Places in Timmins, I guess. I can't think of a place off the top of my head.
What about Timmins, you said?
So I can't think of a worse place than Timmins right now off the top of my head. But
a worse place than Timmins. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
If we have any viewers in Timmins, I'm sure it's lovely. I've actually never been there. So maybe it's the cat's meow. Who knows?
I've driven past the turnoff to Timmins.
Yeah, back when we used to do
I've seen the sign.
But it's a huge game for both teams tomorrow. Edmonton.
Seen the sign.
Saskatoon, according to Key, is worse than Timmins. I think Saskatoon's bigger than Timmins. I don't know why we're doing geography lessons today, but we are.
Because we go where the comments take us.
Well, apparently it's the Saskatoon
live show. I've been to multiple places on an airplane. I've spent many hours on it.
But what I'm really curious to see in this game coming up is a quarterback battle that no one expected, but now I think people are excited for. Cody Fajardo versus Nick Arbuckle.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Cody Fajardo in his last 3 starts has played very well. Nick Arbuckle over his last 3 starts has also played very well. Like I think these are 2 quarterbacks who I think are kind of being slept on, kind of like the way I'm yawning.
As I say, just like you.
And
you need Lane to tuck yourself in.
I'll be the one to tuck you in at night.
I'm gonna come tuck you in, Jacob. I will.
You won't find no.
You can, because I went to your house to review Galveston, Lane, so you can go.
Follow me. Everything is all right.
Uncle Cracker, that's a good song.
That's a good song.
Night. Wonder how Lane feels me singing it seductively into his ears. But but this is a game that I think could really come down to. I think this game could come down to which quarterback won't make the critical error, because Cody Fajardo hasn't been making those critical errors yet. But we do know Cody Fajardo does have a tendency of doing that in his past. Nick Arbuckle of late has actually been playing very, very good football, but he's also been making some critical errors. I do just want to point out Nick Arbuckle at the moment has he's second in the league in passing yards going into this game, into this week. And Cody Fajardo has been averaging just around 300 yards a game, but the Elks are also giving up 307 yards per game of passing offense. So this could be a game where I think we could see a bit of a high scoring one here.
We really see a shootout here for sure.
Now the Argonauts have made some changes to the lineup. Mark Milton, you gone. Dozer is into the lineup, which is normally when a guy first gets picked up, he's not in the lineup right away. The Argonauts also have a new running back in town. His name is Brown, not Kevin Brown, Dan. Different Brown. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, the running game for Toronto wasn't just, let's just be honest, it's been terrible.
I don't know why. Every time you say Dozer, I'm picturing the singer Hoser. I don't know why.
Dig me to church.
Yeah,
so where do you guys see this game being won or lost for each team? Like, I think Toronto's going to try to get off to a fast start again. They've done that the last couple ones, and I know it's hasn't worked out for them in the end, but I think Toronto will try to start quick and try to put the hammer down at Edmonton early.
Ooh, we got a score prediction. Let's go.
Ooh.
Keith Smith.
38-36 Edmonton.
Ooh, 2 points. Wow.
A safety or 2 rouges.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So, but you boys agree with me and everyone in the comments. I think Toronto will try to start fast, and I think Edmonton will try to control the pace of the game. Because Edmonton does have a running game. As much as it's been up and down, they do have a running game. I think Edmonton may try to like long sustained drives, while Toronto's going to try to really punch out quick.
Actually, I feel like it might be the opposite. Ooh. I think Toronto may get off to a slow. I think Toronto might get off to a slow start because of the drama and the fighting and not getting along and some of the morale, and then maybe they'll try to come back. Make a late game comeback, then maybe just fall short.
Huh.
I can see it happening opposite.
But can you see Edmonton's O-line handling Toronto's D-line? Yeah, I remember Edmonton gives up a lot of sacks. I know so does Toronto. We didn't give any sacks last week.
That's right.
And, Toronto is a defensive line that, again, this year, they've been finding a way to create a lot of sacks. So I could see Cody Fajardo hitting the turf. Hopefully not the pavement. I hope they don't play in the parking lot. That would really hurt.
Yeah.
But I could see Cody Fajardo getting sacked a lot on Saturday night. I think Lane's looking for the defensive line. He's like, I don't want to get sacked. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Do you know who I don't see in Lane's camera?
John Cena.
Exactly. John Cena.
Back in the comments we go. No more that 2-point difference. Toronto will try to go for a 2 and miss. Okay, so that's how you're calling it. Toronto go for a 2-point convert and miss it. I will say the Argos offensively have been aggressive, and I think they've been more aggressive this year because I think there's more trust in the offense than the defense and the special teams this year. Lane is so disgusted by that. He just turned off his camera. He's like, what the hell are you guys even talking about?
I think he's trying to get something.
But Mr. Moorfor.
Yes, sir.
What do you think will be the keys to victory for either team coming into this one?
I think it could be a shootout, and I think it could be like tonight. I think it could be like a last 30-second. Can't even say last minute anymore in the CFL. Last 30 seconds. Oh, it's John Cena. I see him now. Cool. Last 30 seconds.
I don't know what you're seeing. It's the same. Nothing changed.
Oh, okay. Oh, anyway. Last 30 seconds of the play thing, like I don't know. It's going to be a tight game, a high scoring game. At least both these teams are desperate for the win.
He's got the win cereal for the night.
Ooh.
But wait, so saying sorry to Lane. Lane, do you not like cereal?
No.
Really? You don't?
I hate cereal.
I don't like cereal either.
My mother is going to be so angry at you because she said you can eat cereal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I hate cereal.
I don't like it. It's like soggy things that get what.
What's the point?
Not going to go there about soggy things, but
it does. You could be put in the milk, and then in the middle later, it's like, oh.
We're definitely not talking about just putting in the milk and the soggy things, but let's.
What's 6x2, by the way?
12. I don't know. 6 times 2 is 12.
12.
Jacob said I meant something else. Going to tell me what. So
exactly, but I think this could be so. Lane, you actually think Toronto will be the opposite of what they've been the last few weeks. You think that they're going to start off slow.
I could see it. Yeah, I could see that definitely happening.
So where do you think Edmonton starts off? Edmonton's been starting off kind of slow offensively, and it's been more their defense holding them in to start. Do you think it's going to be the other way around? Cody Fajardo gets going against this Toronto defense?
Well, yeah, because I think Edmonton's on a bit of a roll right now, right? Like I could
see to counteract you, can Edmonton's O-line handle Toronto's D-line?
We'll find out, I guess.
Oh, no, give me an answer. What do you think?
Yeah, sure.
You're not just here to look pretty. Like that's a big part of it. But
no, I think I don't know. It's gonna be hard. Like they have, I know they have had troubles doing that, but I think they can do it. I think they're going to be riding a wave of momentum. They've got some wind under their belt. Cody Fajardo is starting to figure it out there. He's starting to get some production out of that team. They just came up with a big win once again, so I could see them starting out hot here. While Toronto's still kind of Winton McManus, you never know, might have triggered some players there on the defense. They might not be getting along for the beginning of the game. May take some.
Yeah, I kind of see that too. Like not getting.
You forget.
I think it's more the other way. I think when your leader steps up and makes comment like that, I think it's going to light a fire under their ass.
Sometimes, but sometimes when you're fighting, especially, sometimes you come in the game like I don't care, and then as the game goes on, you're like, all right.
Well, then you know what that means. The Toronto Argonauts have a locker room problem. Gas their ass.
Gas. I think it's gas. I told you, it reminds. I could be wrong. It just reminds me of the days when the Leafs players went and blamed the shootout guy because they lost. I'm like, you got to start blaming yourselves. You can't keep saying, "Well, it's the specialty teams coordinator." Yeah, well, it is what it is. But you guys are still on the field. Like at the end of the day, you got to make the plays. Like he can make the calls, but you got to make the. You can't just stand there and go, "Oh, there's a guy running by. Oh, hello,
hello,
hello."
What do you think more for?
Would you like to
gas your ass?
Oh no. Okay.
I see Lane's point. I really do, but I disagree with it. I say ass. I think it's the opposite of the Maple Leafs. I think the fact that the Argos have leaders like Winton McManus, like Ryan Dinwiddie, like Nick Arbuckle, like Chad Kelly on the sidelines, it makes a drastic difference. Like Jacob says, it fires everyone up. The reason why it doesn't work in Maple Leaf La La Land is because Captain Underpants is not a leader. I think the only leader is Morgan Wiley, and it's not his team.
Dan, I love you. I think you have your Argos blinders on.
So, okay, I'm going to say gas, but for a different reason of Lane. I truly feel you have guys there that just don't care. Wow. And that's what's causing the locker room problem.
100%.
I am going to call out, and you don't screw it. I'm going to call out a player like a Mark Milton, who on special teams you literally just see him standing there and shrugging his shoulders, and we literally saw that in the last game. He has now been moved to the practice roster. I think he'll be cut by next week. And
I already was cut.
Well, he's been sent down to the practice roster. Then they had injuries and they had to bring him back. He played one game, played terrible, and now they signed Dozer. So I think he's on the move. I think there is a culture problem in Toronto, and I think it's some of the new guys that they brought in that just is not. It's not there. And especially when Winton McManus talked about the comments about, we got to stop worrying about bringing in a nice culture in here and just worry about winning games. And to me, that told me that, look, there are guys there that just don't give a crap and they're not being called out enough. But let us know what you think about this topic. And thank you for playing Gas or Ass. Do.
I've got a song in my head now sometimes.
Oh, okay. I wanted to play live. Do gas or ass on Labor Day so I can play my favorite island game. Definitely, we will have gas or ass segments for our Labor Day coverage. Ricky, let us know in the comments. Do you think that's gas or ass about the Argonauts locker room problem? If there is a problem, yay or nay. But I do want to bring something up again, and Dan's going to hate it, but this is going back a bit to the game that was tonight between Ottawa and Winnipeg. I still think Zach Collaros is the worst starting quarterback in the CFL. The end of the day, Dan, he still has not had he still is throwing more touchdowns than interceptions. Okay. He still has the worst efficiency rating out of any starting quarterback who's actually supposed to be a starter.
Okay, do you know?
And in 7 games, he's thrown 1,500 yards. And in 9 games, Arbuckle's thrown 2,600 yards.
Do you know what Zach
You're being
Collaros,
outperformed by a quarterback that 2 years ago thought he was going to coach high school football, not play professional football.
Do you know what Zach Collaros is the worst in the CFL for?
Losing in
Picking
Grey
up
Cups.
his cell phone.
Losing in Grey Cups.
Picking up his cell phone.
Losing in Grey Cups.
Picking up his cell phone. Hamilton's definitely worse.
Completely. Okay, so now a quick question. Is it completely ass and I'm saying Zach Collaros is the worst starting quarterback in the CFL, or do you think it's completely ass and that Toronto does not have a locker room problem? We'll find out. Type. But Lane, I want your perspective on that. After tonight's performance, and yes, Collaros did manage to put together 2 plays, which was cute. Do you have any confidence in Zach Collaros still? Because I don't.
Nope.
Thank you.
I feel the exact same way.
Is Zach Collaros the Aaron Rodgers of the CFL right now? That everyone's just thinking on nostalgia of
That's
what
I think, yeah.
Yeah, I think he is actually.
See, we all agree on that.
Because even you look at a guy like Drew Brown. Drew Brown in the same amount of games has got 1,800 yards, 12 touchdowns to 5 interceptions with an efficiency rating of 108.6. Where Zach Collaros is 1,500 yards, 9 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, efficiency rating of 91.8. So we know Keith does not think the Argonauts have a locker room problem. Interesting. Wow. Thank you for playing. I think we need to actually start a gas or ass game show, like legitimately. Maybe that'll be a thing we'll be doing soon. Watch out for new content. But like
Keith Smith I want to know why do you think that?
Yeah, why do you think that with Toronto? That's an interesting point. Get back to the typing. But Dan, why do you have confidence in Zach Collaros? Is it just because of that one? Is because of those 2 plays? Yeah. Because before those 2 plays, he put together one good drive this whole game, which was the first touchdown.
To me, it was the 2 plays, and even the play.
Okay, then why do you have no confidence in Austin Matthews when he scored multiple game winners? This is a regular season game. You have no confidence.
How many Stanley Cups has Austin Matthews won? How many times has Austin Matthews made the Stanley Cup Finals? How many times does Austin Matthews make it past the second round? How many times has Austin Matthews won a gold medal with Team USA?
How many times has Zach Collaros done anything else besides beat Hamilton in the finals?
Still more Austin Matthews.
No offense, and I think Lane would even agree with me. Hamilton was nowhere near as good as Winnipeg in those years, and Collaros still barely won those games.
True.
Which, like, Lane, I'm not trying to sound like a jerk, but Hamilton that year, they basically got to the finals because Toronto didn't know how to punch the ball into the end zone that last time Hamilton got in, and it still took Winnipeg to overtime because of Collaros' mistakes.
Pretty much.
Like Zach Collaros, Dan, you're living in the past with him. And here we go. Back to
Hamilton fans are living where it's 1999, so I can live 5 years.
If you can do an official member, Toronto does have a ton of locker room problems. Did I hear the question wrong? LOL. If ass means no problem. Okay, so let me explain gas or ass. So gas is like, yes, I agree with the take. Gas is good. According to the hipsters, the ones that drink the Starbucks. I'm just kidding.
The ones that drink Starbucks.
And I can't afford Starbucks. So ass is if you think the take is bad. So for example, if I said gas or ass, the Streakers Island podcast is the best live podcast that is currently on at 12:31 Ontario time.
Gas.
Yeah. I mean, we'd all gas. Gas. Because we the best. We like DJ Khaled.
We the best music.
Listen.
But where do you guys think Ottawa goes from here now?
They gotta get a new coach. They gotta get a new coach.
Yeah. So if how much more leash do you give Bob Dice?
None. No, that's it.
So you'd fire him after tonight. You're
100%.
That's it. You're done.
I've seen too many games where I've come on. Tell you, Jake, I don't know how many games I'm going to come on here and be like, this coach literally has lost them at least 3 or 4 games. 1,000% it's this coach.
Okay, so then Lane, I'm going to double down on you here. Then why do you think it's bad when Argo fans want the Argonauts special teams coordinator fired?
They should do it, though. I'm not saying it's not bad.
Well, yeah, they should. Okay, fair enough.
My point is still no, but it's like, I don't know, just do it. Like, what? Like, my point is, okay, yeah, exactly. My point is the same thing. It's like, okay, how many times are you gonna cry wolf? How many times are you gonna cry wolf before the wolf eats you, right? Like, I don't know, I don't get it. Like, this is the third time I've seen Bob Dice make a bad coaching decision that's costed them the game.
I think you
That's
have
3 this season.
I think you have to fire.
Thank you for the gas in the comments, Key. We are the best podcast that's on around 12:31 in the morning, Ontario time. I want to be an official weekly member if you guys make an actual gas or ass sideshow. I think we should, FYI.
I'm down.
But so you look at Ottawa's road coming up. You have the Elks, Lions, Bombers. And I would give Bob Dice at least one more game. I would give him this game against the Elks. Basically to give me a week to figure out who I'm going to pick when Ottawa loses to the Elks on the 22nd.
You got some choices. You could do Jones from Edmonton.
No, Jones's work is working in Division 1 NCAA.
That's fine. You can get him anyway. You can get him more money. You can get whoop with the sound of police. You know,
so you'd bring Lapo. You would bring Lapo back. No, I think what will happen. Their special teams coordinator is none other than Rick Campbell, the former head coach of the BC Lions. That's who will take over. I would do it even if you think their season is done, to give him some time to figure out what pieces he wants for next year.
Right.
Because I hate saying it, I think this could be Devontae Dedmon's last season as a Red Black, because this is 3 straight years he's gotten injured.
Well, I was just going to try and say I'm so disappointed in Ottawa this year in general, this point of the year, because I remember when we did our CFL free agent show, I thought Ottawa did so good with signing so many great players. I thought on paper they're a great team. They made the playoffs last year, lost the playoff game in BMO, but they made the playoffs. To go from making the playoffs to getting better players and being 3-7 halfway done, you got, because if the way the standings are this year being so weird, if you fire Bob Dice now, you still have half the year. You could somehow make the playoffs.
Now, remember, Sean Burke, the GM, has bluntly said about 3 weeks ago that Bob Dice was their guy. But that was also 3 weeks ago. But back to the comment section here. And the big question is, this one's definitely for Dan. Because Dan's the one that likes to talk about William Nylander without his shirt on. And Kevin
gorgeous dude.
On. So, Dan, do you have a man crush on Tom Brady?
Tom Brady, no. Definitely not.
Well, there you go. So apparently,
not my cup of tea at all.
What about your cup of hot chocolate?
William Nylander, yeah, he's a gorgeous looking dude. I love William Nylander. You know, he takes the subway to the hockey games.
Dan being so woke about his public transit, but
he drives a Porsche too. He looks great in his suit. He's got beautiful blonde hair. He's got muscles. By the way, his brother, no offense to his brother, he's a nice guy, but he doesn't look nearly as good as William does.
Yeah, it's just like
William is literally as sweet as Prince. Like,
thank you, Lade, for catching that.
And he's such a cool dude, you know? Yeah, I heard what you said, yeah.
But I could see, but personally, I would have fired Bob Dice probably during the home and home against Hamilton is when I would have told Bob Dice to just go home and don't come back. But then, you know what, they kept him. Then they beat Calgary. Then they beat Toronto. Right. So it's like, okay, maybe he's figured this out. But I think the way you lost this game against Winnipeg, with Winnipeg basically tried to hand you the game on a silver platter.
Because of this bad calling, right?
It's just bad play calls. There's nothing else to it. But like I said, Red Blacks have the Elks, Lions, and Lions coming up. And if you are Ottawa, the good thing is you're playing your next 3 games are 3 teams that you are battling with for that final playoff spot.
I was just going to say they're winnable games.
So Ottawa that's why I'm saying you might see Bob Dice a little longer. But personally, I would get rid of Bob Dice now, put Rick Campbell in as head coach to see if he could salvage this season.
Yeah.
That's my 2 cents.
I don't have 2 cents, but I agree.
You know what, Lane? 2 cents would literally get round down to nothing because it would be rounded down, not up. But now you look at Winnipeg's upcoming schedule. They have Montreal, Saskatchewan, and Saskatchewan for Labor Day and the Banjo Bowl.
1 and 2 at best.
1 and 2. Yeah, I think 1 and 2.
You're not beating Saskatchewan.
Which, if they go 1 and 2, all of a sudden they could be in some trouble.
So you think Saskatchewan's winning both those games?
100%.
Saskatchewan's right now is a much better team than Winnipeg.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Saskatchewan would have blown the doors off Ottawa with all their critical errors tonight.
Right, yeah.
At the end of the day, it's like any error you can make, I can make bigger, was Winnipeg versus Ottawa, between coaching and turnovers and bad decisions on third down and just a lot of overall bad decisions. Normally bad decisions equal fun nights. So we did get a fun night of football, I will say.
That's true, 100%. Bad.
We had another game decided within the final, never mind 3 minutes, within the final seconds.
Yeah, I was going to say, can't even say final minute anymore for CFL games. Final 30 seconds.
Because if you look at so over the last 5 games, the biggest point spread difference was Toronto versus Ottawa when Toronto lost by 4.
Yeah.
Like, we've had some incredible football with the Red Blacks losing by 3, Winnipeg last week losing by 1, Toronto losing by 4, Montreal losing by 3, and Edmonton and Hamilton losing by 4. So I will say, you look at those last few weeks, we're seeing what the Canadian Football League is all about. High scoring, high octane, really fun and exciting matches. And if I spent my last 2 cents tonight on cheese curds, but I'll get 2 high quality home garden grown tomatoes on it. Okay. Send me some tomatoes. I like tomatoes. My mother loves tomatoes.
Tomatoes or tomatoes?
Tomato, potato. Is it data or data? Yeah,
basically.
Boom.
I gotta give both these teams, Ottawa and Winnipeg, credit for making it such a high-scoring shootout game. I thought it was going to be more of a low-scoring game. But like 30-27, still 57 points. It's still pretty good.
Can we also give credit to Cale Pemberton, even though it still wasn't quite enough? His kick return was 117 yards on the missed field goal.
Oh, that was an incredible kick return. It really was. I understand Winnipeg had a bad lineup to face that kick return, but the fact that he got it done in the last minute was pretty amazing.
And I'm just looking. I've not seen anything regarding Drew Brown on how long he will be out.
He did stay on the sideline for the whole game, which is a good sign.
Oh, fun fact before we head out. Did we see Sean Lemon was suspended for acting like a dog?
Suspended?
Not suspended, fined, sorry.
Oh, he's fine.
So after a celebration, Sean Lemon crawled on all fours and lifted his leg like he was urinating on a fire hydrant.
Oh, brother.
Which is one of the very few celebrations in the CFL that is not allowed. So he has been fined. They were celebrating his first sack of the year, and
why would
it
you
was
even
kind
want
of interesting reading some of the comments off the Third Down Nation's Facebook. Fans are just kind of like, why is this guy even in the league?
So they're agreeing with Chazzy.
Yes.
Interesting.
Quick note, though, for this week, we are seeing Cody Grace is on the 6-game injured list, so will not play for the Edmonton Elks in Saturday's matchup. Little more news involving somewhat CFL. Mackay Polk is now having a workout with the Washington Commanders, which means he's probably not coming to Toronto anytime soon.
Good for him.
Good for him, though. I'm surprised that more teams aren't interested in him. And as a reminder, Cameron Dukes was signed by the Montreal Alouettes this week, and McLeod Buffalo Thompson's been on the 6-game injured list. I think he's injured, to be honest. But
just one thing I want to say before we go off the show tonight. Big congrats to the Toronto Blue Jays that actually won the series tonight and beat Chicago 2-1. Max Scherzer pitched over 7 innings, which is amazing, 41 years old. He got 3 strikeouts. Vladdy Guerrero Jr. got a nice 2-1 home run to win the game. So he's got 20 home runs of the year, leading Blue Jays since Springer is injured. And he is batting a 375 since the All-Star break, which is pretty incredible. So maybe that 500 million is paying off $500 million, right? And what was the other thing? Oh, yes. I forget the kid's name, unfortunately, but kind of cool story. There was an injury in Chicago, so they called up a Canadian to play in Chicago in injuries replaced, and it was his first MLB game. So it's the 14th time in MLB history a Canadian made his debut at the Rogers Center. And he had to get up at 5 in the morning in order to make it on time. He got there only an hour before the game started. So wherever Chicago's minor league team is, I guess it's not around the corner. So give him a lot of credit. He went 0 for 4, but still pretty cool moment in MLB history.
And also, just as a quick reminder, we do have a special episode of the Streakers On podcast going up around noon, whatever our time zone is. And we did a sit down with Rick from CFL Fans Fight Cancer, as he is doing the walk from BMO Field to Tim Hortons Field over the Labor Day weekend. So that will be posting up sometime around noon. So make sure you're keeping your eyes peeled, like laser focused.
Yeah, just like that.
Closer.
And he's from Hamilton
Closer.
He's from Hamilton Sports Podcast too. So
Hamilton Sports Central, which is a great podcast as well. So make sure you give them a big old like-o.
Exactly.
And give them a follow. And let them know you followed them from the Streakers Island podcast. You can let them know that there's always a water raft to come to the island. But thank you very much for watching the Streakers Island podcasts. Unfortunately, unless Dan and Lane decide to do one, I cannot do a pregame tomorrow because I have another engagement. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Lane, please don't cry. Lane, please. Lane. Okay, fine. I'll come tuck you in at night.
Okay, cool.
Just like the song by the guy named a word I can't say on the podcast. But thank you very much for watching. I'm the self-proclaimed sports analyst, joined by Mr. More for Your Money.
Woo!
And Lane Dashco. We will be back this weekend, however, though, with our live shows. Make sure you're ready for the Streakers Island podcast live edition this weekend. We have CFO games going on. We have MLB games going on. Lane's probably going to get mad at Mitch Marner for some reason. So make sure you tune into the Streakers Island podcast live every week. But that's right. We will have all those live shows. I'm actually curious, Lane, do you think he will get mad at Mitch Marner this weekend?
I don't care what he does anymore.
What would you do if he showed up to your house and asked to borrow your phone?
I'd say no, because he probably bet his other phone in Vegas with the craps table. I'd be like, bro, you have a gambling addiction. You're not getting anything from me. Wow. I'll call the helpline for you, but that's about it.
I'll call 1-877 Cars for Kids.
For get
himself a new whip. But thank you very much for watching this podcast.
Quickly, I do have an announcement coming up this weekend. It is my birthday this weekend on Saturday, so we'll be making a special announcement on social media. And if you do watch a podcast interview on Friday, it is hidden in that podcast interview too. But this case, you don't see the whole podcast. I'm making a special separate announcement on Saturday.
What could it be?
Yeah. You know what it will be? Breaking news!
Oh, I like that.
We breaking news. But I do want to say thank you very much for watching the Streakers Island podcast. We appreciate you for always coming on and being a part of this island. And it is a big achievement for us as we have been continuing to put out more and more live shows every single week. And do remember to keep locked in with the Streakers On podcast and the Streakers app, as we will have digital rewards coming soon to a theater near you.
Oh yeah. Bye-bye.
Thank you. I do agree. Perfect way to end the show. See y'all later. Y'all come back now. You hear?
Bye-bye.
Happy birthday, Dan.